Shringara, right? Shringara by Shanta Acharya, isn't it? So, the first thing is called, what do you mean by Shringara? Or called as Shringara. So, if you say that, the meaning of Shringara and the title that it's given here. So, you can say that the title Shringara comes from where? It comes from classical Indian beauty. Classical Indian beauty. Or you can say classical Indian aesthetics. Right. So, where it is one of the 9 rasas. 9 rasa, isn't it? So, 9 rasas means what? Navarasa. So, and typically it refers to the what? Emotion of love, isn't it? Second, it's called as a beauty. Third, it's called as a adornment. Adornment means called as a decoration, isn't it? And romance and sensuality. And sensuality. So, in Santa Acharya's poem, however, the poet gives the concept of what? Concept a contemporary and deeper philosophical meaning, isn't it? So you can say that what when we talk about the poem Shringara, it has the modern reinterpretation. That's the modern reinterpretation. How? Now, traditionally, Shringara is associated with the romantic love, youth, and external beauty, isn't it? So, what is that? Romantic love, youth, and external beauty. But if you look into in this poem, Santa Acharya redefines. Redefines what? Redefines Shringara. Shringara to include what? That called as aging and self-acceptance. Aging and self-acceptance. Second is called makeup as personal experience. Makeup as personal experience. And third is called as a daily life. Daily life and its emotional richness. Clear my point? So, in that case, you can say the poem turns a Shringara into a celebration of self-love, identity, and personal truth, regardless of what? Your age, isn't it? Now, second is known as adornment as a metaphor. Adornment means what? How you prepare as a metaphor. The speaker uses cosmetics. The speaker uses what? Cosmetics, like you can say foundation, face cream, lipstick, perfume. So these are what actually? Not to, cover her age, not to mask her age. So, but to what? Express herself and engage with what? Life. Express herself and engage with life. Got the point? Then you can say that each physical adornment represents what? Emotional and spiritual adornment. Emotional and spiritual adornment. Like if you look at that, one of the lineage given where it is called as a my maskage complete. My maskage complete. That symbolizes what? How daily preparation is an act of self-respect and affirmation, isn't it? So, therefore, you can say Shringara is not just physical beauty. Shringara is the emotional and spiritual effort, emotional and spiritual effort to face life with dignity, with self-respect and grace. This means beauty, isn't it? Then everyday life has a Shringara. If you say that everyday life has Shringara, where one of the lines is stated that the day become my Shringara. The days become my Shringara. So this is nothing but the final line. This final line of the poem is a powerful one. How and why? Now it redefines Shringara as the smallest amount, right? So, or you can say that It is the small moments. It is the small moments that the aging process, the meetings, and the journey of life itself, isn't it? So it is an acceptance that life with its ups and downs, life with its ups and downs is a beautiful and worth adorning, right? So that is what you would find out the idea about what Shringara redefines. Then we also talk about the speaker through the poem tries to indicate that inner versus outer beauty. When we say that inner versus outer beauty, the poet through the poem explores how external beauty, like makeup and fashion, isn't it? Makeup and fashion that interacts with the inner realities, right? Like wrinkles, gray hair, and memories and beauty, isn't it? Or called as a mortality. So, wrinkles, gray hair, memories, and mortality. These are known as nothing but the inner reality. But the external reality is called as a makeup and fashion. So, in doing so, right, in doing so, the poet suggests that true Sringara is not just about how we look. True Sringara is not just about what how we look, so but how we live, how we live, and how we feel, and how we reflect, how we reflect, isn't it? That is what called as true Sringara. So, and you can say that means, the title Sringar, that is what the title Sringar is fully justified uh, for this particular point. Now, why? Now, because we say that it revisits a classical idea, revisits a classical idea to a modern feminist, to a modern feminist, and also introspective lens. Introspective is called as a deeper observation. Then second is called as the point shows that how beauty changes, how beauty evolves. Beauty evolves with the age and the experience. Beauty evolves with the age and experience. And it also emphasizes that life itself, right? Life itself full of desire, full of memories, and full of rituals, and full of what? Self-care. Isn't it? It is a form of adornment. So, what is a form of adornment? That full of desire, lunging, full of memories, and full of rituals and self care. These are nothing but called as a decoration, right? In essence or in qualities, Sringari is no longer just about your youth or love. Youth or love. It is about finding your beauty and meaning in the self. The self means in yourself at every stage of life. Hope you understood why the point title is known Shringar. Right. So now, if I talk about the point, let's go to this point. What this poem is all about. Now, the poem, you can say that having with the four stanzas, right? The first stanza that begins with what the image in the mirror is no longer frozen. The image in the mirror is no longer frozen. So the poet says that what? When she looks in the mirror now, right, she no longer sees a young person full of romantic dreams. Got my point? So the poet gives the title Shringar by stating that what? The beauty, love, and self-adornment. And the first line stated that the image in the mirror is no longer frozen. That she points out that when I look at the mirror or look in the mirror, so now means at the present situation when she turns old, right? So she doesn't see herself, the same young face, right? The same young face that's stuck in old dreams anymore, right? So she finds out it is an unimaginable longing, unimaginable. unimaginable longing. It means she said that she used to desire, she used to dream deeply for something that felt far away, that felt far away, probably love or that called as a romance. It is nothing but a far away. There was no place in the courtyard of the temples of our daydreaming. There was no place in the courtyard of the temples of our daydreaming, transforming the shroud for a waiting veil. Now, when she said that, there was no place means for anything other than romancing, for anything other than romancing. So, the poet stated that in the past, she thought or her thoughts were only filled with the love, only filled with the romantic fantasies, right? But there was no place at present, right? So the poet stated that in the courtyard of the temples of our daydreaming, transforming the shroud for a wedding bell, it indicates that the poet says in her imagination, like a temple of dreams, right? So she could even, you can say that turn sad things like a shroud used at funerals, like a shroud used at funerals into something happy like a bird's grave. So the poet shows that what how powerful her romantic dreams used to be. She also said that what the silver petals of the fragrant jasmine, right? Or you can say the silver petals of the fragrant jasmine. Sorry, jasmine, isn't it? Now, she wanted to point out that in her windowsills glow like fireflies in moonlight. Now, what we can draw here, jasmine is nothing but the name of the flower, isn't it? And she stated that jasmine flowers outside her window that shines, that shines softly at the night time. Like what? Like a small glowing insects. So, what are those glowing insects? They are called as means fireflies, isn't it? So, and this shows beauty in small, everyday moments, isn't it? So, this shows nothing but a beauty in small and everyday moments, like you find out jasmine flowers, like you find out fireflies, and there is a comparison, right? Give me a second. Me too. हाँ सर हाँ सर आइए हाँ सेकेंडरी क्वेश्चन हाँ हाँ मैंने आज ही बताई थी okay, Salvi. So what we can find out that the poet states the silver petals of fragrant jasmine in my windowsills glow like firelighted means moonlight. So the poet also states that a participant in life's carnival, I prepare for illusion. Participant in life's carnival, I prepare for illusion. It indicates that the poet says she takes part in life. She takes part in life, which feels like what? A colorful festival or carnival. So she takes part in life and she feels like what? It is a colorful or carnival. And she states that she gets ready every day. She gets ready every day. So, and she knows that a lot of what we do or show is not always real. It is something just appearance or illusion. That is why she stated a participant in real life or participant in life's carnival. I prepare for illusion. It indicates that she takes part in life, which fills her like what she participated in a colorful festival or carnival. She gets ready every day, but and she knows that what a lot of what she does or a lot of what we do, right? So, or show is not always real. It is something sometimes that appear like nothing but an illusion. She also stated that Elizabeth Arden's flawless finish foundation trust. Now, do you see that Elizabeth Arden's flawless finish foundation trust? That all begins with a first sound, repetition of or alliteration, right? So Elizabeth Arden's flawless finish foundation trust on skin breathing, Sana, Juicens, sandalwood face cream, right on. So this gives some of the, some of the famous top-notch characters' name, where she pointed that she put on Elizabeth Arden's foundation, right? So foundation over skin, that the kind of cream or you can say that painting materials which generally women used to use for the sake of decoration or look beautiful, isn't it? So Elizabeth Arden foundation. So Elizabeth Arden is known as one of the famous maybe called as a chairman of a company who manufacture the kind of a product, right, which is used by women, isn't it? Now here the poet said that she uses the product of Elizabeth Arden's, right, Elizabeth Arden's foundation, where now over her skin that has already observed, what Shahjahan Hussein's, right? So, what is her name? Elizabeth Arden's flawless finish foundation trust on skin breathing Sana Juicens sandalwood face cream. It indicates that she uses the Elizabeth Arden's foundation and that has already observed Sana's Juicens sandalwood cream. Huh? Brand. Okay. So, Sana Juicens sandalwood cream. So, and this shows the layering of makeup, getting ready like a ritual, right? So getting ready like a ritual. So it is also stated in the next line, Givenchy's massacre, right? Givenchy's mascara thickens and lengthens eyelashes. Givenchy's mascara thickens and lengthens eyelashes. Rosewood powder blushes on cheeks, right? So even the poet says that she uses mascara. She uses mascara to, make her eyelashes, right? Eyelashes longer and darker, like this they use, isn't it? So she uses mascara to make her eyelashes and darker, and she adds also rose-colored powder on her cheeks, isn't it? To look fresh, to look pretty, isn't it? So she states that my mask is complete. My mask is complete. I am trying to cover myself with those of the sandalwood, those of the rose powder, isn't it? So that's why she states in the next line that my mask is complete with the desired red, double color, everlasting Estee Lauder lipstick. Estee Lauder lipstick. You know that French means manufactured lipstick. So she states that she finishes her makeup by putting on red Estee Lauder lipstick, right, which stays long and gives bold, attractive look, isn't it? So she calls it nothing but the mask. She calls it nothing but the mask, that suggesting it's a both beauty and way of hiding her true identity, isn't it? So I spray myself generously with Nirvana and Samsara. Now Nirvana and Samsara again called as the two different brands, isn't it? I spray myself generously with Nirvana and Samsara. Nirvana means called as a freedom, peace, and Samsara is called as the cycle of life and rebirth, isn't it? So she states that I wear perfumes named freedom, nirvana, freedom and peace. and samsara, the cycle of life and birth, rebirth. So these names suggest deeper meanings. How? That they suggest that they try to balance peace and they try to, maintain the busy world of life. They maintain the busy world of life. I travel towards what end I cannot say. I travel towards what end I cannot say. See, it means she says she moves forward in life. She moves forward in life, but she doesn't know where it is going or how it will end. Where it is going or how it will end. Along the way, those I meet and those I do not. So see, they says that all that happened and all that I wait to happen. So along the way, those I meet and those I do not. All that happens and all that I wait to happen. So it indicates that both the people I meet, both the people I meet and those I do not, and the events that occur and the things I am still hoping for. Right. So that clearly indicates that what means the poet states that she moves forward in her life. She doesn't know where her life is going to end. She says that what she meets two different kind of people, right? So she says that she meets people, she doesn't meet also some of the people who end their life. So she says that many of the events that occur in her life, so and she also believes that other events will have, means, other events will be also going to held in future. So she says that keep defining me in some inexplicable way. Keep defining me in some inexplicable way. So it means all of those things that shape, that mold, that nurture. So who I am. So all of those things that shape, mold, nurture who I am, isn't it? So even if I cannot fully explain how, how they mold, how they shape me, how they create me. So Delhi the mirror mocks my wrinkles. Delhi the mirror mocks my wrinkles and streaks of grey. So it indicates that the poet when stands before the mirror and look in the mirror, the poet feels that what every day the mirror shows signs of aging, shows signs of aging. Wrinkles and gray hair that appears on my face reflects its truth. Right. And it feels like it is a teaching. Teaching, you understand? Making somebody feel or mocking. It is teaching or reminding me that my time is passing. So, or called as a, of time passing. It reminds what? It reminds me of my time passing. So, if I am the result of, if I am the result of an unrepeatable set of circumstances, if I am the result of an unrepeatable set of circumstances, what use is there in seeking escape from self-initiation? If I am the result of an unrepeatable set of circumstances, what use is there in seeking escape from self-initiation? So the poet states that if I am made from a unique life story, if I am made from a unique life story that cannot be repeated, isn't it? Each and everyone's life is unique and that cannot be repeated, right? So then why should I hide? Then why should I hide who I am? Or why should I stop expressing myself? Isn't it? That's the question the poet puts here. The poet also states that in the end, we are all dead. In the end, we are all dead. So everyone dies, isn't it? Finally, everyone dies, or everyone dies eventually in his or her life. It is nothing but a simple truth. It is a simple truth. So the days become my Shringara. The days become my Shringara. So the poet states that so I celebrate each day by making it beautiful in my own day. My everyday life, even with age and change, becomes my version of Shringara. So my beauty, my expression, my self-love. Clear my point? So you can say that the poet focuses with the theme called transformation of beauty, focuses with the theme of aging and self-awareness, focuses with the identity and expression, focuses with the mortality and acceptance. Right. So you can see that it is the kind of a point which reminding or reflecting mirror of Sylvia Plath, which is written by Sylvia Plath, isn't it? Now, if you talk about the poem of Sylvia Plath Mirror and the poem, what is that? Shringara by Shanta Acharya. So both have a one common symbol. It's called as a mirror, isn't it? So we can find out that symbol of self-reflection, change, and time, isn't it? We also find out jasmine petals. When we talk about jasmine petals, like in the mirror, you could find out the poet discusses about lake water, fish, isn't it? So here also you would find out jasmine petals, soft, glowing beauty in the midst of darkness, beauty in aging and simplicity. So you also find out makeup brands like Elizabeth Arden, you talk about Givenchy or Estee Lauder, right or not? So these symbolize both modern femininity and social expectations of beauty. But the poet uses them to declare what? Self-love. Self-love. Perfumes like Nirvana and Samsara, right? Deep spiritual terms that oppose liberation. Liberation like Nirvana and the worldly cycle Samsara. So it indicates that the poet lives in both worlds. One world that indicates about deep spiritual terms, and the other one is called as means uh, nirvana and samsara, isn't it? Deep spiritual terms contrasting liberation, freedom, worldly cycle, samsara. So, all total, if you talk about Santa Acharya's tone and mood of this point, it's called very introspective. Introspective means thoughtful, honest, and philosophical. Like means the earlier point which we read, homecoming, isn't it? So, at times it's a playful, it's clear, right, with the cosmetics and imagery, so, but also at the same time, melancholic. Melancholic means called as a feeling sad, isn't it? When it reflects on time and mortality, when it reflects that you look young, but your young or youth will not stay forever, isn't it? So, and that is what ultimately the mood becomes nothing but a powerful, empowering as the speaker who holds herself as is, right? So, second is called as the kind of a style and language that the poet uses here. You can say that the language that mixes classical Indian emotion, right? Shringara with the modern Western beauty culture, where the poet says that means different brands, isn't it? So the poem is written in the form of free verse, like the homecoming, isn't it? The homecoming, Shringar, these are the poems are written in free verse. Free verse means what? Where the rhyming scheme and the meter are irregular, isn't it? You can say that no street rhythm or no street rhythm or rhyme. So, which mirrors the poem's message of freedom and individuality. Right. So if you do not follow the free word, do not follow a restricted rhyme or rhythm, isn't it? It means your message is nothing but a free verse. Right. So freedom and individuality. So the poem is deeply layered. Right. So shifting from you can say physical to emotional and emotional to spiritual. Physical to emotional, emotional to spiritual reflection. Right? Now, if we go to the next, you would find out the title Shringara, that also is not just physical adornment. If you interpret, if you try to go deeper into it, it's not that physical adornment, though the poet defines many of the things which indicate that. So, but it is the art of living. It is the art of living fully, even as one ages, even one turns old, even the speaker accepts the change while still engaging with the beauty and emotion. So the poem requests the readers to celebrate the self. Celebrate the self means you should love yourself. You should embrace yourself. You should means hold your beauty, right? So not to escape it, not escape it. Even if the world sees us as old or fading, but you shall not see yourself in that. Clear? So, and out of this poem, actually, we can say means uh, it is an ancient concept, right? So it modernizes an ancient concept. Right. So it shows how beauty, identity, and aging are all part of a single beautiful journey. Right. So through vivid imagery and quiet frame, Santa Acharya presents self-love not as pride. Self-love not as pride. If you love yourself, that doesn't mean you are too proud of yourself. No, it is not vanity. It is not pride. But as a form of what? Truth. What kind of a truth? Spiritual and emotional truth. Right? Fine. Let's come to the next one that's called as the literary devices or poetic devices. If I say that the poetic devices uses in this poem, like we find out the first one, that it's called as imagery. And if you say what imagery is all about, that descriptive language that appeals to the senses, that may be called as a sight, smell, touch, isn't it? And the line you can find out the silver petals of the fragrant jasmine in my windowsill glow like fireflies in moonlight. So this creates nothing but a visual and a sensory image by saying that what sight, silver petals and fireflies, isn't it? Smell, fragrant, jasmine, isn't it? So that's why it is known as imagery. Second one is known as a metaphor, and we know that meta means beyond and for means body. So you can say metaphor is directly comparing one with the other, isn't it? So it is a direct comparison between two unrelated things. Like you can say, the days become my Shringar. The days become my Shringar. It compares ordinary days to Shringar, beauty or adornment, showing how everyday life becomes meaningful and beautiful. Second is called as my mask is complete. Now here, makeup is metaphorically called mask. Meta Makeup is metaphorically called mask, suggesting it's both the beauty ritual, both beauty, both a beautiful ritual and a way of what presenting ourselves to the world, right? Then third is called as a personification. When we talk about personification, we understand it gives human qualities to non-human beings or non-human things. Like you can say, Delhi the mirror mocks my wrinkles and streaks of grades. Delhi the mirror mocks my wrinkles and streaks of grades. It means the mirror is personified as if it can criticize, mock, giving it the human ability to teach or judge. So, like the human being who able to judge and teach, mirror does the same, right? So, even you also find out the next one that called as allusion. Now, allusion is an indirect reference to something culturally or historically important. Let's say that if you say cosmetic brands, when you say cosmetic brands, you can say Elizabeth Arden, Sana Hussein, Givenchy, Estee Lauder, isn't it? So they represent to the beauty industry and modern culture. right? So perfumes like Nirvana and Samsara. So these are the brands even. They refer to spiritual ideas from Buddhism and Hinduism, but they are the perfumes, isn't it? So even you also find out symbolism. You can say the poet uses symbols to represent ideas or concepts, like mirror symbols of self-reflection, truth, and aging. Makeup symbols of what identity transformation and social expectations, isn't it? Jasmine for flowers, symbols of beauty, delicacy, and the passing of time. So perfumes like Nirvana and Samsara symbolizes the opposite contrast between spiritual peace and worldly life. One side you are named Samsara and Nirvana. The other side you are indicating nothing but the worldly life, isn't it? So then you would find out alliteration. When we say that alliteration, we know that repetition of consonant sounds at the beginning of words. Repetition of the consonant sounds at the beginning of the words. Like you can say silver petals of the fragrant jasmine. Silver petals of the fragrant jasmine. So you can find out the letter called as a sa, soft S and P sounds create a following flowing musical effects. So similar to that, we know the rhyming scheme of the poem. It's free verse, isn't it? So poetry with no fixed rhyme or rhythm. The entire poem follows free verse, giving it a conversational and introspective tone. Then you find out the juxtaposition, Juxtaposition. Juxtaposition is called the placing two opposite sides, two opposite ideals side by side. Like you can say Nirvana and Samsara. So that contrast to the spiritual escape Nirvana with the worldly cycle of Samsara, right? And they highlight the poet's balance between the two, right? Nirvana and Samsara. Then you find out irony. Irony is indicating a contrast between appearance and reality or expectation and results, right? Like you can say the speaker beautifies herself daily. Speaker beautifies herself daily, but ends by saying, in the end, we are all judged. Every day you beautify, but other side you are saying that at the end we are dead, isn't it? So the irony lies in the effort to appear youthful despite knowing that it surely appear. Death is surely happen or death is inevitable. The last one you would find out is known as an enjambment. Like you can say the continuation of a sentence without a pause beyond the end of a line. Like you can say, I travel toward what end I cannot say. Along the way, those I meet and those I do not. Isn't it? So this creates a natural flow. This creates natural flow mirroring the stream of thoughts. Clear? So that is what the poem is all about, right? The poetic devices.